man in warm-up, and as you heard the boys say just a moment or two ago, warm-up was certainly a very, very fast, and maybe an indicator of just how shook up this field is going to be after the first couple of laps. Morbidelli was quickest in warm-up. Nakagami, who's starting back on the 8th row.
We haven't even reached him yet with the caption.
8th row, Jules. He was second quickest in warm-up with a really fast time. So at the end of the day, he's going to be having to do a Joan Mir, if you like.
Completely, and there is Nakagami leading row 8. He was 9th here last year, and that's his best result ever in Argentina.
Doesn't work for him here at all,
obviously.
But he was fast in warm-up. Very difficult conditions through free practice and through qualifying as well. Some people were running wet fronts and slick rears at the same time. You have to go back to my day.
I was going to say, that really is old school.
It really is. Yoni Hernandez back on row 10. He is not getting used to the slightly more agricultural Moto2 bike from the factory MotoGP bikes that he was used to in the past.
Indeed. One absentee from practice and qualifying. Andrea Locatelli, a victim of Montezuma's revenge.
A lot of it going around the paddock. There's some 50 personnel that are sick here this weekend. And again, it's a situation where you venture for the local style of things, and sometimes it just gets you.
So far, the Hewen and Ryder systems, which are well tested, have been up to the job.
I think that's it. We're well tested. If you get to our age, we've probably done all of that.
Yeah, Paul Espargaro in MotoGP, is also rather Uncle Dick.
It is the best qualifier here for Thomas Luthi, I think it is, or is that...
Tom Luthi?
Yeah, I think Tom Luthi on the 2nd row. He's not had quite the...
He's not been higher than 6th in a race in Argentina, Keith. That's for sure. And he's qualified, 4th? So again, like Nakagami, you look at the guys who should be championship challengers, and they don't get on with this track.
Quite often Moto2 gets accused of being the lesser of the 3 races, for want of a better phrase, but I've got a feeling with the mix-up that we've got during free practice and qualifying that it could be a bit of a stunner. Jesko Raffin qualified 5th, same qualifying as PI last year, Phillip Island last year.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I would have said it was his best by far.
No,
not as the case.
He had a late surge last year. You remember you and I were rabbiting on about him, but he is in the middle of the 2nd row. But it's all a question of whether KTM can convert that first pole position that they've ever had. That lovely trellis terrain, you saw it when it was on the grid there.
Beautifully produced. There's
Binder on the inside. He really is having a struggle.
Yeah, poor bloke.
Right back on the 8th row with Edgar Pons and Taka Nakagami.
Frankly, if he's got that twice repaired arm injury playing up again, Keith, if I was his advisor, I'd say go and get well. Come back when you're ready.
So they roll to start the Moto2 Grand Prix of Argentina. We look across the front row of the grid to pole position. Miguel Oliveira, his first Moto2 Grand Prix pole position, the first for KTM at Moto2, the first non-Kalex, I've got to say, pole position since Silverstone and Sam Lowes in 2015.
Blimey.
So Kalex have really dominated this class. Will it be KTM into the future? We wait for them to come under orders, wait for the lights on. Who's going to make that whole shot? Good start from Thomas Luthi off the 2nd. Going to make that whole shot. Going to make that. Dr. Martin Rains. He's a god of statisticians.
Quartararo
has gone down as well. So both Pons have gone down.
So that...
Both Pons bikes, I should say, have gone down.
Edgar Pons, yep. Blimey.
Quartararo, we saw. Axel Pons has gone down.
That's Passini.
The 54 of Mattia Passini, he's crashed out as well. They're all pushing their luck, aren't they? A lot of this turn 7, that's caught a few people out. These two way out in front now. They've really pulled away. The 23-lap race, 69 miles here at Termas de Rio Hondo. As the cameraman, the director and us try to catch up with the action on that last lap. Still in 3rd place at 44, Miguel Oliveira. Luthi is there in 4th, I think. From Baldassari, where did he come from? Baldassari, he had a real up and down kind of qualifying. He ended up in 4th on the 4th row.
Front of the 4th row.
The twin split exhaust pipe KTM, that's now fashionable on some of these Moto2 bikes as well. You can see there are other manufacturers carrying it as well. Morbidelli with the fastest lap so far, 44.1, 43.1 he did in warm-up this morning.
And 43 flat is the lap record, the race lap record. that still belongs to Jonas Folger.
It does. It's funny. Folger and Zarco. Zarco's got the fastest ever lap round here. Those two we're going to see in the next race, of course. Teammates in the Tech 3 team.
So we have lost from this race Nakagami, Gardner, Quattararo, Pons, Pacini.
Thomas Luthi was pushing his luck there, getting a little greedy into there. There is Nakagami back into face Taddy Okada. Parked in there waiting to get the interview that goes with it as well. Together in the braking area. Where is Nakagami? Did he do it on his own? Or was he pushed?
Oh, he
Ouch.
slipped
and he took out
Remy
Gardner. He really knocked Remy Gardner for 6. No fault of Remy's there at all. He got picked up. Caught the back end of someone else. And,
domino effect.
Tripped himself up and then wiped Remy out as well.
Poor Remy Gardner has had no luck whatsoever so far this season.
Look at this man. He was quick in warm-up. Alex Marquez is doing the right thing. Third year. I always say about championships. Yeah. Third year, Alex Marquez did it in Moto 3. Pretty much looks like he's took his time through Moto 2. Didn't look at all at home on a Moto 2 by a couple of years ago, did he?
Which is what normal riders do. Take
not like his brother. He's just go rapping.
Exactly my point.
Just go rapping on the number 2 machine.
Corsi dealing out some stick. As usual, he's made some progress. Oh, blimey, they're dropping like flies.
Simeon at turn 10.
Which is turn 10. That's the
there
right flick. That's
Simeon,
quick, isn't it?
Yeah, he looks like he's had a belt to the head, which is not a good thing. Straight to the medical centre for you, young man.
Yes, definitely. Here he is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he did.
Back of the head plant.
Nasty.
So, just got a bit out of shape on him. Didn't get tangled up with anybody else. Meanwhile, Frankie Morbidelli is pulling away from his teammate Alex Marquez at the front of this Moto 2 Grand Prix. Here at Termas de Rio Hondo, the Mark VDS boys looking very, very good indeed. And again, Morbidelli putting a faster lap by faster lap. 43.8 it now is 8/10 off of the lap record, the race lap record. That's the pole man, Miguel Oliveira, being chased by Thomas Luthi on bike 12.
They swapped positions last time round.
It's going to be interesting to see if Oliveira can close this gap. I mean, once he gets his rhythm was disturbed somewhat.
I think that is exactly the way to put it, Keith. The gap was 1.3 seconds.
Cortese on number 11 was sliding up. This is Baldassari we're looking at. And
Cortese the first of the suitors.
Yes, Cortese just come through on the 97 of Vierge on the Mistral Tech 3.
So 1, 2, 4 banks of bike in the top 10. In the top 7, in fact.
And there's the Quattararo with
good. He was the one who looked like he took a wallop in that 2-bike crash. Axel Pons took a wallop where you don't want one as well.
Yeah, he really did, didn't he? So Axel Pons, I think, was the man that we're slightly worried about, but they're all worried about this guy. He's onto the back straight, 0.6 of a mile now, swinging up to 170, 75 mile an hour with a little bit of a toe. Slight uphill gradient into turn 5, which is, I'll say it again, absolutely flat. It's billiard table flat, which is never conducive to holding the bike down if you've gone in there a bit warm.
Just looking at the gap between Oliveira and Marquez, Keith, it's absolutely consistent at 1.3 seconds over the last lap and a half.
Yellow banded tyre, which in this Dunlop scenario is the softer version. If you see a white banded tyre, there's I actually tweeted the full range of rear tyres on my timeline if you want to have a look at it, if you're that sad.
It's the other way round for Michelin, is the...
Yeah, effectively, but they've got other colours that we're going to see at other racetracks as well. I mean, they paired them up for us last time round, but there will be a full colour brochure coming out soon for Dunlop. I think Motorcycle News are doing a feature on it as well at some stage, so... Look at this, Vierge, he's not been dumped by Cortese,
He has not, has he?
He's got a nice style, Vierge, as well. We're looking at it, Xavi Vierge.
8th on the grid last time out and finished 9th. Oh, Pacini's back in the race.
You can't keep an old good man down,
You cannot. Is he still using the left-hand front brake? I think he is.
He's got to, hasn't he?
He has used...
Back at the front.
This is a replay.
I wonder why we're seeing that. Who's run out wide there then? Oh, that's
Pacini's crash.
Earlier on, Pacini at 7. Plenty of runoff there. wouldn't have got it too dirty in the gravel.
Here we are.
Only just got to it. Yeah, had a bit of a bobble on the way in, didn't he?
Yeah, just knows what to do. Put himself in the position to get back to his feet.
Meanwhile,
instantly.
on the back straight, 43.5 now. He's just knocking them off, isn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Franco Morbidelli, by way the faster man by 0.4 of a second in warm-up this morning from Taka Nakagami. Warm-up this morning was more conducive to times, believe it or not, than free practice or qualifying, and that's we're seeing now the best of Frankie Morbidelli. He's just clearing off.
He is indeed. And Luthi is sticking with Oliveira at 0.8 behind him, but the front three are spreading out here.
Well, Baldessari's still hanging in there as well. Where's Danny Kent?
He's just outside the points, Keith, in 16th. He's
bit of work to do on the Suter, but I mean, I think Hodgie was quite right. That's it up through the gearbox through this left-hander, all flat, 130 mile an hour. Meanwhile, we're watching the Cortese Vierge Shire in, and pretty soon to be joining them. He's getting quicker in his rhythm on that KTM, and they are not putting any faster times in. I'll tell you what, they're ever so consistent, the front two. 43.8, 43.8 again. That's about what they've been doing, to a tenth of a second. But they may well be getting a hurry up now.
Yeah, we're looking at the Italian battle, 9th, 10th, 11th. Corsi on the speed up, Bagnaia on the VR46, Marini on the forward. Given what the Italians are doing to each other in Moto3, that one might be worth keeping an eye on.
Hope you didn't go off to make dinner or anything like that, because this Moto2 race looks like it's building up to have a lovely finish to it. We've got a long way to go yet. I've got to say that this man, Miguel Oliveira, has got plenty of time. Now that he's found that rhythm, he's got plenty of time to get into touch with both these two.
And he's got the race head on him to understand the situation.
He's quality, isn't he?
He is absolute quality.
First ever Portuguese to win a Grand Prix, and once he'd done it once, he couldn't stop doing it.
Absolutely.
That's Moto3, and we're only in the second year of him, second round of him riding the KTM. And bearing in mind, we were talking about the Suter not seeing this place, the latest Suter. This KTM hasn't seen it in any
form. Indeed, look at the visually, you can see what he's doing to him. Personal best from Luthi that time round, and Oliveira was a quarter of a second quicker again than the Mark VDS Calexes in front of it.
They were doing 43.8 again, exactly the same time, so they're almost like a Swiss watch, the two out front, but Oliveira's closing them down. Meanwhile, this battle for 6th place.
The Italians are getting in amongst them. Corsi's past Shire-in.
Shire-in on the 55, the Petronas coloured machine, of course, but Corsi on the speed up. That works well around here, that speed up.
Sam Lowe's proved that.
He set pole here.
He did indeed.
So, the 24, of course, he is the man we're talking about on the speed-up machine.
And if you want to see somebody with no mercy in his soul when it comes to passing in a motorcycle race,
so we've got a Suter.
Keep your eye on Corsi.
We've got a Suter leading a Mistral,
leading a speed-up in 6th, 7th and 8th. And a KTM in third and closing.
There's a Calex in there. This used to be the Calex class.
Yes, it used to be a one-make cut. He's not in the picture yet.
It's Marquez who's responded to Miguel Oliveira, because he's faster than his teammate out front at the moment. The second and third place men are closing up on your race leader, and it shows on the clock as well.
It does indeed. And it's out.
Well, surprised?
What, not really. Here comes Corsi again.
Yeah, hey, looking to pick up the pieces if he can on bike 97. It's going to be interesting at turn 5, which is the next one up. Yeah. There has been that with the injuries he's carrying. Yeah. So great ride from Brad Binder. Right then, they spread out into the braking area at turn 5.
Oh, different lines, to put it mildly.
Trying to do Cortese. It's amazing how the slipstream does not have as much effect with the Moto2 bike, isn't it, compared with Moto3?
This is what McWilliams was lecturing me on this morning. So it just doesn't really have an effect.
Yeah, well, there is an effect, but it's minimal, really. Don't think there'll be any tyre problems with these. I think the Dunlops have worked well around here. I know and the other thing that's an advantage here, we've not got the wind that we've had for the last 2 days either, blowing them about. So
much calmer.
So consistency on the racetrack. But they've got to keep it clean.
Otherwise, we'll have some questions to answer. It'll be 2 laps to go this time round.
Yeah, Michael Bartolomei doesn't look like he's in a good mood most of the time, so I can't imagine what he'd be like as team manager.
Yeah, if he had to deal with, as you say, how do we put this? An Iannone incident.
2 laps to go. Mark VDS, 1 and 2. It is Frankie Morbidelli versus Alex Marquez, the Moto3 world champion. So we've got 2 Moto3 world champions
Well, I didn't think Oliveira gained anything. He took a third of a second out of them.
He's closing them down. That's why I meant 2 Moto3 world champions chasing Frankie Morbidelli. They make a mistake. Just run on somewhere.
Yeah.
It's going to be Oliveira right with them.
Absolutely. Who's that jotting down the order?
Lap and a half to go for these guys. Onto the back straight. Right then, has Alex Marquez done this right? Is he close enough to pick up just that little bit of slipstream? I suspect no. So it's going to be at the end of the straight. Frankie Morbidelli got it right again.
That's a long way back.
Yeah, he's going to lunge at him, but I don't think he'd be daft enough to try and get under him at that point. Unless, of course, Frankie Morbidelli runs
It's going to be a very, very interesting last lap. And Oliveira was only 1.0 seconds behind this time.
Yeah, he's looking for that opportunity. I think he's going to put himself in position to take advantage of an opportunity if it presents itself.
He's not going to go crazy and try and take a second back on one corner.
I think he probably would have settled for third if he didn't see these two absolutely at it. And he knows as well as everybody else expects these two to have a bit of a go at it. Morbidelli has perhaps put the hammer down a bit, 44-3.
3 or 4 laps ago.
Last lap time. It is the last lap then of the Moto2 Grand Prix of Argentina. Who's it going to be out of the 2 Mark VDS teamsters? Right now, Frankie Morbidelli leads from Alex Marquez. Frankie Morbidelli looking to make it back-to-back wins if he can at the opening 2 rounds of the Grand Prix year. Riding shotgun is the KTM, looking for its first podium finish if it can in the hands of Miguel Oliveira. Where? This is it. Onto the back straight. Turn 3, turn 4. Is Alex Marquez close enough? I suspect not. Morbidelli making the bike sit down at the back as he asked for the throttle. It was spinning the rear tyre. Morbidelli's done enough there. He's going to keep Alex Marquez in second place as we come to turn 5. A mistake here, though, could change it all. He's running wide, but it's enough as he squares it off. Now then, flat out we go. Through turn 6. There's Oliveira in third place. It looks to me like he's done and dusted, unless, of course, there is a mistake at that infamous last chicane. I call it a chicane for want of a better comment.
Yes, Oliveira is staying 1.0 seconds adrift of those...
Down goes Marquez, and that's a big off. That's knocked him senseless for a moment or two. Alex Marquez did what he did last year. He crashed out last year. He's crashed out this year. A disaster for Alex Marquez. That really will hurt him in more ways than we can imagine.
Just what we thought he got out of his system.
Frankie Morbidelli will take this Argentine Moto2 race win then. He will be the first Italian to win back-to-back Moto2 victories. As he comes to the line, it is going to be Oliveira and Lutti who will do the next 2 steps on the podium. But it is Frankie Morbidelli, 2 out of 2, and he is the first Italian to win back-to-back Moto2 victories. Oliveira's over the line. Lutti gets a lucky third place, and I mean that respectfully.
He'll be honest enough.
Back-to-back wins in Moto2 for the Italian.
And she scurries across to pick up
brilliant
stuff.
Love that.
Yeah. Not unusual, by the way, to see a female technician in the paddock in this day and age.
No, I've been trying to encourage my girls to take that direction as well, because it is open. Check it out, folks, if you're wondering what to do.
But it is her first time up on the rostrum to collect the team's trophy. Not Tom Lutti's first time on the rostrum, it's his 49th time. But his best finish at this track, Keith, by 3 places.
How polite, and also admitting he was a little lucky.
We knew you knew Tom Lutti would be like that, don't you? You just know it. But now here is a little bit of history for you, folks. A new manufacturer is going to get the 2nd place trophy, KTM.
In only the 2nd Grand Prix.
Exactly, Keith. Miguel Oliveira. We knew he was good. In fact, we knew he was very, very good. I'm not sure we understood quite how good before this season.
He did.
Every way, as does the cool-looking character on top of the rostrum, as the local Minister of Health comes to give the half-Brazilian Frankie Morbidelli his trophy. The locals are loving it. And are we going to get the national anthem? We are!
Well done, Franco Morbidelli. There you go, Moto2 boys. There's your target for the rest of the season. Already 2 races in, he's looking absolutely dominant. 50 points in the championship. He's riding that bike absolutely.